So I kind of went out today and bought a ridiculous amount of vintage computer stuff. And I legitimately mean a ridiculous amount of vintage computer stuff. But let me explain. So there's this giant warehouse just outside of Orlando in a town called Sanford. And there's a place called Techbay Computers. And they are closing up shop. And they have what I would guess is probably a 5,000 square foot warehouse full of vintage computers back from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. And they are clearing out cheap. And so I don't want to get into price in this video, but just to give you an idea, like nothing in the video is over $90. We've got some IBM PCs and XTs and ATs, and they look a little rough, but I've actually personally recapped a couple of them, and I'll get into them. I'll show you why this isn't as bad as it looks. Let me just go through briefly and give you a quick idea of what I've got. I've got these 5 computers here. 4 of them are PC, XT, AT. The other one has had a replaced motherboard in it. This was in their scrap bin. They were getting ready to take this stuff out, and so I picked up this 486 SX industrial computer, primarily for the CPU. I also wanted to scrap the CPUs out of these 2. There's some Z80s in this one, and then this one has a V20 in it. I left plenty for you guys, but I found some various ISA, VLB, and PCI cards that were just either things I didn't have or were the right price. You're talking a couple bucks a piece to pick up some cards and stuff like that. So grabbed some extra ones for my collection. And over here we've got some more IBM PC parts. We've got a motherboard, which I actually recapped myself. There's a 6-pack memory extender with some ports and stuff on it, and a real-time clock. There's the various controller cards. We have a 20 megabyte hard card. Yes, boys and girls, they used to have hard drives that would actually be on an 8-bit slot. I picked this thing up cheap, primarily, I don't know, I kind of like the case, but I primarily wanted the floppy drive and the AT power supply and that kind of stuff. I may wind up rebuilding this, but this is just a case and power supply. Over here we have another one. I believe this is a 486 complete system. We've got some socket 3, socket 4 stuff over there. This is another one that was, this case is really rough. I didn't buy it for the case. I bought it because it does have another AT power supply in it, and there's a socket 7 motherboard in that. We've got some more vintage floppy drives and hard drive controllers and things like that. I also picked up piles of adapters and connectors, and these are AT keyboard extensions and couplers and a floppy drive cleaner and some ribbon cables, some SCSI cables, things like that. Bunches of Molex type things. This is pretty cool. This is a brand new, in the box, sealed 10-pack of 8-inch floppy disks, and there's a couple more of these down there, so I thought that was kind of a pretty cool score. I also thought this thing was pretty cool. It's new in the box by ITT. I think they're the same people maybe that do ITT Tech, but it is an ITT visual and mouse. I don't really know exactly what it is, but it was new in the box. It was cheap, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. I'll make a separate video unboxing this thing. So this is by far the worst of the PC. This is actually an XT cases, but I think this thing deserves to be repowder coated, because when you take it off, it is actually a pretty immaculate computer with another 2 floppy drives, got a hard card, something over here with a crap ton of capacitors. I'm guessing, I don't know, we'll figure out what it is later. But I'm going to go over all these things. I'm going to recap them if they need recapping. I am not here to hoard these computers. I will probably just pass them along to other collectors and things like that. But I'd like to get myself, one nice one out of the bunch and stuff like that. And like I said, I think it'd be kind of a fun project to refurbish this case a little bit and to just bring this into the 21st century looking fresh. I'll just give you a quick rundown of these other systems. This is a Pentium something. You can see there's some battery damage down there, but it looks like somehow the rest of the motherboard avoided the damage. That is a socket 4, which is an early Pentium that can actually be run with an overdrive. You can see all 4 RAM sockets are full. We've got VL bus and all that stuff in there, so that's kind of fun. These 2 over here are probably socket 3, which would make them 486s, AT hard drives, lots of dust.
VL bus on both of them, because they're probably later 486s, maybe DX4s, DX2s, you never know. And then over here we have a really clean socket 7 motherboard. No CPU in it, but I already have one, and I just happened to buy this again because it was cheap. So anyway, that is a very quick version of my haul, and I really encourage you to reach out to James at Techbay and set up an opportunity to go down there and view the place. Everything needs to be out by the end of the year, so go get some stuff.